Okay, so shout out to everybody who took the survey. It helps. So here we go. We're gonna get right into it. So before I get into it, though, we're gonna get right into it. Before we get into it, all right. So there was something told to me about our ancestors in a African culture, African born like deity system, if you will, that was told to me by a Taurus woman. So I just want to say to you Taurus chicks out there that are, I said y'all don't naturally have spiritual bones in your body and stuff like that. And, I did say later on that there are some instances where you have certain natal charts that amplify that. So this is one of those Taurus women who put me on to this ancestral thing. She was even trying to teach me, like, just adding on to my astrology, because I was none the wiser about this, despite me having continuous and numerous dreams of my ancestors and people in my family who have passed on and stuff like that. She was explaining these things to me a few years back. And I didn't truly start to incorporate it into what I do pretty much until now, because I keep having recurring dreams of them, right? So now I'm starting to see basically how your people who pass on and stuff like that, your ancestors, they are still helping. I know I'm not the only one who related to this, especially if y'all took a poll that unanimously won to speak about dreams. So I just want to tell y'all, as much as people try to refute that and say it's, the D word and everything, do what's best for you. Do what works for you. And if you feel that you're getting those types of hints and premonitions from your ancestors, then that's what it is. You don't have to prove anything to anybody or nothing of that nature. But this is going to pertain to that type of phenomena. So, moving right along. Oh, just so y'all know, I believe her midhaven was in Scorpio. So that's like one of those things that can, even if this person wasn't born with this whole spiritual feeling, the vie to understand psychology of the mind and things that are of the occult is like destined for these people, because they have it at their midhaven, right? It's what they'll be recognized for. So I just wanted to say that real quick too. For you Tauruses out there and any other sign who may have that as a midhaven or want to understand more about how to hone in on studying of the mind and occult practices. So my mom came to my dream the other night, and I did not see her this time, but my mom, my biological mom who passed on, when she visits me, she has this habit of knocking magnets off of, whether it's the refrigerator, off the wall, off the doors, whatever she feels a magnet is connected to. She does this. So just to bring you up to speed real quick, you might have heard me in another dream speak about this. The first time she came and did this, when I was in an apartment, I had a blue calculator on the refrigerator door. She knocked the blue calculator off of the refrigerator door while I was sleeping, while I was having a dream about her. Okay, this time I seen her. She was visible. She was with a friend that I don't know. But when I woke up, blue calculator flew off of the refrigerator door. I found it on the floor, and that's the sound that woke me up. So I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm there alone, so nobody did it. You know what I'm saying? So I go up, pick the calculator up, and I'm thinking like, damn, what's she trying to say? But I was doing statistics in college at the time. All right, so pay attention. I get a new apartment. I got the same calculator on my refrigerator door. I don't know where these calculators come from or where I'll be getting these shits. I don't know. They just end up, I don't buy them. I don't know how the fuck I get them. But this time it was a red calculator. Same build, same model, everything. So my refrigerator door in the next apartment. She does the same thing. Flies over the refrigerator door, but this time, and I'm not 100% sure if I was dreaming of her, but when I woke up, the thing that was attached to the magnet on the refrigerator was a letter from my school. So once again, this is me doing my studies in college that deal with statistics. So I put two and two together, connected the dots. Okay, my mom is trying to tell me about statistics again. So basically, my mom's is very invested in me not only doing statistics, but finishing out this college thing or continuing on this college course with a heavy emphasis on statistics, right? Okay, follow me so far. So this time, there's no magnets on the refrigerator, but I get a secure. I'll update my security. All right, so this is what I do. I get a new security system and I implement this, right? And the reason why I did this, let me tell you the reason why I did this before I get into the dream part. The reason I did this, and I already had, you know, I had an idea about doing this anyway. But what accelerated the process was I was browsing. I got an email to a website that I subscribed to. I deal with this person. So I've dealt with this person in the past. We've done work together and stuff like that. So, it's pretty much a friend of mine, a colleague of mine. So I get the email from the site, and this person is, how should I say it? Well, lack of a better term, just stalked. Period. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna go into detail, but they are stalked. They get stalked here and there, and it's like, whoa, like it's just wild, right? So while I'm visiting this site, I see this advertisement for security systems, right? So stay with me now, and I'm like, why this security system out of all security systems? I'm not going to go into detail about that. I don't want to reveal too much publicly. I'll just say that it's very evident of why it connects to another dot that I'm dealing with that is very evident. It's like simple math. It's like I couldn't miss it. It's a hint. And if I overlook the hint, then I would just be not using my puzzle skills, right? For those of you who love puzzles out there. So I said, oh, okay, I connected the dots. I'm like, all right. And then I'm thinking about where I found this out. Mind you, my colleague gets stalked. A lot of y'all out there getting stalked anyway, especially y'all chicks, you know what I'm saying? So this is not like something that is like highly classified, but in a way it is. So that's why I'm not detailing it too much. But mind you, this is why I found, I'm connecting the dots. I found it on a person's site that is known to be stalked, and here it is. It's a security system. So I'm like, okay. I see the other hint that connects the dots to me, and I said, okay, well, this is the one. Did some research on it, made sure I like what I seen and everything. I got it. So I go and I implement this security system, right? Boom. I go to bed that night. I have a dream. The dream shows me that, and I'm right in my apartment. The dream shows me in the apartment that, someone came, I can't say someone came to the door, but something came to the door. It was like an energy. And it was basically showing me like, listen, something's not right here. So I look up and the alarm's not on. The security system is not on. So I wake up out of my dream. Boom. I get up. I check the system. It wasn't on. And I remembered when I was streaming, like, oh shit, I ain't even turned this shit on. You know what I'm saying? I was playing with it, toying around with it, hooking it up and everything, and didn't even turn it on. So I got up, turned it on, went right back to sleep. Boom. The next night, the very next night, went back to sleep, had another dream, and my mom wasn't there, but there's like a magnet piece to a part of the system that attaches to the wall, and it flew off of it flew off that shit and landed far away from the door, far away from the wall, and made a sound. Woke me up out of my sleep. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, that's gotta be Mom Dukes. That's what she does. You know what I'm saying? That's the only person that does this type of shit. So I'm like, all right, my mom's just speaking to me again. Now, mind you, I'm under mad pressure at the moment trying to do this current dissertation for my school and shit. You know what I'm saying? Some days I procrastinate and try to put it off because of the pressure, just so I can build myself more. But, my mom's is pretty much signaling to me, same thing, statistics. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that I got. But I also thought this. And I got a little suspicious a little bit, and I'm like, maybe my mom's just trying to tell me like, yo, this shit don't mean nothing. Like, I got your back. You know what I'm saying? The spirit got your back. Like, you don't really need security. That was my first thought. And I'm like, maybe is it that? Or is he also trying to say something else? So I thought about that whole blackout, like the grid system going off or being shut down or some type of cyber attack or some shit. Because that's lingering in the air a lot too, right? So this is the part where y'all even help me out, because I'm not going to say I know everything, but I interpreted it as much as I possibly could. So I thought maybe she was signaling to that, like, you know what I'm saying? What are you going to do if the grid goes off? Like, what is this going to matter? You know what I'm saying? And so it made me reminisce on a time when, I don't know if I told y'all about this before on the channel, when I experienced a home invasion and I was actually home. You know what I mean? And the people didn't think I was going to be home, so they came in with guns and all that. And instead of me like going for a weapon or whatever the case may be, I just leaned over the banister and was like, "Yo, what are you doing, man? Get out of my house." And the person literally turned around and walked out of my house. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, that's another indicator to me, like, yo, you can get all types of security and all this X, Y, and Z, but what it's really going to boil down to is you in the moment and what you decide to do. And perhaps your voice is just enough to deter any type of threat to you. So, but it made me reminisce on this. Again, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, whatever the case may be. But I didn't totally disregard the system. You know what I'm saying? I'm pondering on it, like, yo, should I just return it? You know what I'm saying? Or should I just continue to go back with it, or whatever the case may be? So then I started pondering more, and I'm like, okay, that's like maybe a what if scenario of what if the grid goes off, right? But what if the grid stays on, right? So maybe I gotta look at it in terms of that as well and say, well, maybe you gotta do something in order to keep this grid on, perhaps, and pay attention to technology and how it relates to the grid. Because again, if you follow the steps, there's a connection from the website, there's a connection from the alarm system being hooked up to the grid, of course. There's a connection to my school and statistics and everything. However, I go to school online. You know what I'm saying? So I'm putting those dots together too and say, okay, well, maybe all of these things have something to do with the message. Maybe it's not just to totally disregard it, but just to get my thought process thinking about the different types of scenarios. So I'm like, okay, keep the system. Let's not just be a total bug out and be totally spooked out by it. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I say, okay, I keep the system and it is what it is, right? So this is what I wanted to talk about. Like, I predicted in a video, it might be something about Saturn and Aquarius or something like that. I'm not pretty sure what I titled it, but it might be something along those lines. And I predicted how, there's going to be rules and regulations being tightened up among tech companies, right? Among tech companies. And you may see people go to jail behind it, or you may see people get fined behind it, or you might just see that, even the citizens becoming distraught behind it. And there may be a simultaneous rebellion because sign of Aquarius, Uranus rules over and it's about rebellion. And little do you know, if you don't know, December 20th, the exact day of the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, Instagram began their purge against accounts that are sex workers, fat bodies, activists, people's profiles who say link in the bio and all types of stuff. True story, right? So this is also an indicator, if you ask me, of this current dream with my mom's playing around with the magnets and stuff to say like, yo, look, this is what's going on in the tech world. These are your hints, because tech is directly related to technology. So this is another reason why I did the survey on topics that I usually don't cover, or the most popular, like Pisces Sun, Scorpio Moon, or something like that, or the dating videos that get more of the traction. Because like my boy Kenji said, and pardon me for not being able to upload the latest Secret Houses podcast, but this is part of what I'm talking about. Now all of a sudden I can't lift the video off of Facebook that I did and upload it to YouTube. So, but like he said though, the new fame is privacy. I believe that's how he worded it. you know. So it's something for me to take into full consideration because we just recently had that conversation. Chime in, y'all.